And well, 3 houses collapsed at Valmiki colony in Hubli due to heavy rains. The heavy rains also continued in the twin city of Hubli and Dharwad. The cities received a downpour for over 2 hours. House has collapsed at Manjunath Nagar after water from the Unkal lake entered into it. And as you can see, there's a lot of extensive damage being reported from Hubli. It is understood that houses have come crashing down due to the rains. In fact, the levels of these lakes as such has also increased, and houses along that on the embankment have in fact completely collapsed. These are of course old houses, but we understand that Hubli and Dharwad received a downpour for over 2 hours continuously, and this is what has led to all of that damage. There has also been some instances of flooding being reported. So in all, the residents have been inconvenienced by these unexpected rains. It is understood that the rains will continue in Hubli, Dharwad and other districts such as Raichur as well, and the people will have to be ready for torrential rains in the coming hours as well as days. We understand, of course, that in the last many days it has been very hot. The summer heat has also led to some cracks in the walls, and post that with these rains it looks like it has weakened the structure, and as you can see, roofs have come completely collapsing down. Fortunately, nobody has been injured as such, but as you can see, there quite a bit of rains. There is of course a good side to this as well, which is that farmers will be a happy lot. There's been a lot of talk about drought in these particular areas, but with this kind of rains, it's definitely very, very pleasing for farmers. And in Chitradurga, rains brought smiles to farmers who have prepared their fields. The district has been receiving heavy rain since Wednesday night and continued to drizzle today as well. So it looks like there is a good side and a bad side to these rains. Some places the extensive rains has caused quite a bit of damage, causing headaches for people as their houses came crashing down last night due to the downpour. But in Chitradurga, it is understood that the farmers are a happy lot as they have been waiting for this kind of rains, hoping of course that there will be some sort of showers to help their produce, and they have prepared their fields now ready for these rains. It is understood that the rains could continue through the day as well, and it's been raining in Chitradurga from Wednesday night is what we understand. So of course it looks like the rains will continue for the next few days. If nothing else, it will definitely be some lovely weather here in Bengaluru. And it's been a welcome relief for several people, a respite from that scorching summer heat. Yes, there has been quite a bit of damage reported in places like Hubli, which is of course inevitable, keeping in mind that it was a very, very heavy rains. But the reason for this, of course, is the monsoon that has hit Kerala. As a consequence of the same, Karnataka also received quite a bit of rainfall. And of course, while Bengaluru itself has been receiving quite a bit of rainfall, places like Chitradurga, Hubli, Dharwad and Raichur have received a downpour of sorts, and in some cases people have gone ahead and welcomed the same. In others, it has created quite a bit of a headache. So you can see infrastructure has been affected, and there has been flooding and the likes, as to a great extent people were not prepared for such torrential rains, considering of course just a couple of days ago it was very, very hot. It was scorching summer, and suddenly it looks like the rain gods have blessed Karnataka as well. Well, my colleague Verghese joins us over the phone lines with more information. Verghese, this is definitely a welcome respite from that scorching heat, but at the same time quite a bit of damage also reported.
Well, it is, but it's been, the farmers have in fact welcomed the entire rain scenario, especially even in Chikmagalur and the districts next to the coastal belt. There have been rain has come in at the right time, Akshita. In fact, this is the time when they go for the kharif crops, and this rain is a welcome sign that, and farmers are quite happy because most of them expected a drought-like situation and less water. But the pre-monsoon showers especially has come in as a surprise, and in certain places it's drizzling all through the day, and while in certain places in the night there is heavy rain. Also, Hubli and Dharwad also got quite good rains, and in fact there was heavy downpour in last night in Hubli and Dharwad, and then in Chitradurga, part of Chitradurga district received moderate rains for more than around 3 hours, and the weather prevailed in the town for most of the day. The town recorded around 22 millimeters of rain in one night alone, and there was copious rains and there was a lot of agricultural activity as the farmers tried to take advantage of these pre-monsoon showers. And the coastal districts of Dakshina Kannada and Udupi as well as Kodagu received heavy rains throughout the day. Though there were no damages were reported in those districts, the rains forced many of the people to stay indoors. The meteorological department has forecast actually heavy rains rainfall in Dakshina Kannada, especially in Udupi, Uttara Kannada, Kodagu, Shimoga, Chikmagalur and Hassan districts in the next 48 hours due to this depression in the Arabian Sea. In fact, it is this depression in the Arabian Sea that has been lashing the western peninsular India. So it's been a surprise rain, and also in Hassan, the district, it has received around 70 millimeters of rain, especially in certain areas, and in Sakleshpur it is 70 mm, as well as Kenchamana Kote, it is around 51 mm of rain that it has received. In Mysore, we have come, especially in the neighboring districts of Mandya, Hassan and Chamarajanagar, there has been good rains. In Srirangapatna Taluk, around 54.5 mm of rains was received, and in KRPet it was around 40 mm, and in Malwali it was around 11.5 mm. So this depression at the Bay of in the Arabian Sea has in fact helped in getting these showers, and it is at the right time it has come. But though there has been a little bit of damages in certain places, especially those areas where there has been a 70 mm of rain, but most of the farmers are happy because they had just prepared their fields, and there were no standing crops, so it is kind of a welcome sign for most of them.
Right, Wagi, is there any word of whether the rains are expected to continue? What is the Met Department saying?
Well, it is also based on certain regions, especially in Dakshina Kannada. What we know is that heavy to heavy rainfall is expected in the next 48 hours, while in the north of the state we could see a kind of a slowdown, but that could be reinforced by the coming in southwest monsoons. So the weather is going to be quite cloudy throughout the day. That is what across the state. That is what most of the people are expecting. And also, in certain areas, the heavy rainfall might give way to drizzling the entire day, Akshita.
Right, Verghese, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. But as you can see, it's brought in some good news as well as bad news. It's been a welcome respite from the heat. However, considering the people were not prepared for such rains, it has created quite a bit of havoc as houses have come crashing down. There has been flooding in some areas, but at the same time, the farmers are definitely enjoying this weather as it is some welcome respite from the heat and the ongoing drought in most of these areas.